Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you had a fantastic day's racing out at the Cape, even though we had some very, very rough results. We still enjoy our racing, and we move on to Turffontein and Scottsville. I'm going to have the Postman tipping out at Scottsville, and I'm going to have the kid tipping out at, the Postman tipping out at Turffontein, and the kid tipping out at Scottsville. So I'm going to hand you over to the Postman for his analysis at Turffontein.
Yeah, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, no matter where in the world you guys are. And a big warm welcome to the Top Tipper family. Racing comes to us on Sunday, the 26th of Feb, and we racing at Turffontein, and we are on the stand side track. Please just take note of that, guys. Before we get involved in the selections, racing's been tough in Gauteng, and our one value bet, I think, ran a drum, paid £2.60 a drum. I know we made something out of that, and we got out of jail with the last 3 or 4 races. Tomorrow we have a horse running for us in the lucky last at Scottsville, Harley's Fate, and I certainly think that she's good enough for a each-way touch. But let's get back to Turffontein. As I said, 10 races carded. First is off at 12.05. This one is not included in any exotics. It's a maiden juvenile plate over 1160 meters. There are 6 horses carded, all first timers. So we've got to go through and look at breeding. And I'm just going to run through the numbers for this race. We're going 3, 6, 1, and 2, and we're certainly not going to get involved in this event. Second race on the card. This is the first leg of the bipart. Due off at 12.40. This is a maiden plate, and again over 1160 meters. I do think it's a match race between horses 1, As in Kerr, and horse 2, Phantom of the Forest. We're throwing both of those in the bipart. As in Kerr was running in Cape Town for the Snaith Yard. Mrs. Fullion has moved this one, sending it to Tony Peter in Gauteng. I think it's drawn on the right side of the track. They pulled blinkers off so we can put a line through the last run. And again, I certainly think that this one will be there when the whips are cracking. For second, as I said, we've gone for 2, Phantom of the Forest, which if free gets a ride here for Joey Somo. And I think that this one will be good enough to fill in one of the minor spots. Smaller punters, take a chance and bank As in Kerr in your bipart and see if you are in or out in the first. For third, we've gone for the 9, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Ryan Munger for the Fortune Yard. Again, I certainly think this is good enough to place in this weak field, but I won't be taking 22 to 10 on the nose on that one. For fourth, we've thrown in horse number 7. This is Privilege, Sianda Sasibo for the Tarry Yard. First time out, and I know it was a long time ago. This did start off favourite at 2 to 1, let the side down. Last time out was the first run back from a nice long layoff. Finished 6 lengths behind Trust the Fire, and I'm certainly looking for an improved effort from this one. If I was forced on having a bet, I can't really take As in Kerr 14 to 10. I may look at this horse 7, Privilege, and see what the places are showing on that one if I had to have a bet in the second race. So our selections 1, 2, 9, and 7. Third race on the card, off at 13.15. This is the first leg of our place accumulator. This is a maiden plate for the girls to be run over 1,600 meters. And at this stage in time, guys, 2 scratchings. Horse 2, Roslyn, is out, and horse 4, Auntie Pitty Pat, is out as well. There's a very, very short price favourite here, and this is horse number 1, Keep the Fort. I think this is currently around about 6 to 10. Last year efforts were decent. 6 to 10 again, I think is skinny. However, this is a very, very weak race. Again, smaller punches if you're taking biparts bank at this one. I'm taking a chance in the PA. I cannot see it running out the first 3. But what I'm going to do in the bipart, I'm going to back this one up and hope like hell that the one ends up running third. But as I said, that is our first selection, horse number 1. For second, we've gone for the 11. This is Turn the Beat Around. Nathan Klink for the De Kock yard. Nicely drawn at 1. First time out, was not a bad effort. Opened up 18-10, did drift slightly, but was running on. Last time out, over 2,000 meters, I think it was a touch too far. Mike has brought this one back, I think, to a more suitable distance. And I certainly think from this good draw, this daughter out of twice over can certainly be there and thereabouts. For third, we've gone for the stable companion of our second choice. This is horse number 3, Unyielding. Keegan DeMello takes a marcher for the De Kock yard, third one after rest. Last time out was a fair effort, finishing nearly 4 lengths behind Mighty Goddess. Did golf at long odds of 40-1, was running on, if you watch a rerun of that race. And again, I think good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. Again, I certainly wouldn't be taking 5-2 on Unyielding. For fourth, gone for a little bit of a roughie here. This is horse number 10, Summer Fling. Philisandin Choli gets a ride here for the Matchet yard. This one stepping up to the mile. I certainly think that this will be all right. Distance will suit. And again, in a weak event, good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. So race 3, 1, 11, 3, 10. PA, banker the 1. Bar pot, I'm going to take 1 and 11. And as I said, hope the 1 runs third. Fourth race on the card. This is due off at 13.50. This is the non-black Bohemia handicap over 1,000 meters. This is the first leg of our pick 6. And in this event, guys, I think this is quite an open race. I don't think that the betting is right. And for that reason, my first selection here is horse number 1, Balshika. Ryan Munger for Ashley Fortune. I think this is the class animal. I think that this one is a 1,000-meter specialist. I know it's carrying 62.5. I think she's drawn on the right side of the track, and as I said, is my first selection around about 14-1. For second, I've gone for the 5. This is Rose of Trippy, this 3-year-old daughter of Trippy, ridden by Keegan DeMello for the Mike and Adam Azzi yard. This one is getting 10 kilos from my first selection, and I certainly think that this one, again, could give a very good account of herself. For third, I've thrown in horse number 8, Good Queen Best, JP van der Merwe for the De Kock yard, also carrying only 52 kilos, is drawn on the right side, won a decent race, albeit over against a lot weaker, but with 52, may think it's run loose, and I think good enough to be there and thereabouts. For fourth, I've gone for the 2. This is Alula Star for the Sanitoli for the Pettigrew yard. Fair effort last time out, has been campaigning against a lot stronger, and again I think good enough to run a drum even with 60.5. So race 4, 1, 5, 8 and 2. The fifth race on the card, due off at 14.25. This is the Ruffian Stakes, again over 1,000 meters, and this is the first leg of Jackpot 1. And in the fifth race here, my first selection is horse 5, Virginia Beach. Dennis Swaz for Tony Peter. Dennis is riding really, really well for the yard. Last time out was a decent effort. I think this is a very, very decent sort. I think this will jump and go. I think it's drawn on the right side of the track. And if this one can skip at the right time, I think it will be very, very difficult to peg back. For second, I have gone for horse number 3, Miss Geriatrics. This is Richie Ferry for the Terry yard. Won really, really well first time out. There was support for it. Did run on, and again, I think is drawn on the right side. Must be included in all exotics. For third, we've gone for the 7. This is Courageous. Louis Mtotwa gets a ride here for the Dawson yard. Again, was 4 3/4 lengths behind my first selection first time out. Was green on that occasion, was running on, did open 92 and drifted out, and I certainly think that this one is better than the form is showing, and I've thrown this one in to run third, and I'm certainly not going to leave this one out my pick 6. For fourth, we've gone for the 6. This is Call Me When You Need Me. Randall Simons for the pedigree yard. Again, was a very decent effort first time out. I see there has been a touch of support for this one. If I'm looking for a negative, I think it's drawn on the wrong side of the track. For larger players, throw this one in. If I'm taking a jackpot, which we will be, I'll be including all my 4 selections. So if the pick 6 gets rolled, maybe we can still pick something up with the jackpots. So race 5, 5, 3, 7, and 6. Move on to the 6th race on the card, due off at 15:05. The Storm Bird Stakes, and again a listed event over 1,000 meters. Please take note that horse number 5, Lincoln Navigator, has been scratched, leaves us with a field of 8. And in this event, we find the first of my value bets, and this is horse number 4. This is Troppo Veloci. Ryan Munger for the Fortune Yard, currently around about 6.5, 7 to 1. Second run after rest, and I really think that this is good each way value. So yeah, we're going to get involved in that one. For second, I have gone for the 8, Zanovi, Richie Ferry for the De Kock Yard, coming back from a slight layoff. Ton of support. First time out, finished second. My apologies, finished third on that occasion. Richard rides really, really well for the yard, and again, should not be left out. For third, I've gone for horse 2, American Graffiti, Keegan Demella for the Terry Yard. Again, won really, really well first time out. Very, very speedy sort. I think this will jump and go. Again, drawn on the right side. And again, it should be there and thereabouts. For fourth, we've gone for the first time of year, horse number 9. This is Zumbomba. This is Marco van Rensburg for the Spice Yard. We've heard that this son of Lancaster Bomber can run a bit. However, I do think that it's drawn on the wrong side. But watch this one in the future. So race 6, 4, 8, 2, and 9, and I really think that 4 is a nice each way bet. Good value there at 6.5, 7 to 1. The 7th race on the card, off at 15:40. This is the Grade 3 Acacia Stakes over 1,600 meters. And again, this is the second of our value bets. And my value bet here is horse number 5, Hollywoodbound. Gav Lorena for the Magna Yard, round about 14 to 1. Again, I really, really think that this is a decent each way bet. We go through and we look at this race. Many horses coming back from layoffs. Those that have got chances, a lot of them are drawn wide. We look at the current favourite, which is horse number 1, Rain in Holland, currently around about 33 to 10. If we're looking for negatives here, coming back from Cape Town, carrying 60 kilos, giving weight all around. I know she did take on a lot stronger last time out, but I don't know. I think this one has gone a little bit flat on me. So race 7, we've gone first number 5. For second, we have gone for 13. This is Queen of Shadows, Malaseli Kajedi. He's riding really, really well at this stage of his career, only carrying 52 kilos, and I certainly think that this one will be there when the whips are cracking. I think it's run to some decent sorts. For third, I have gone for the 1, Rain in Holland. I think good enough to fill in one of the minor positions. And for fourth, we've gone for 3, Gilded Butterfly. Again, this one is in really, really decent form. Cabello Matsiani retains the ride. Enjoys a wet going. I don't think it's going to be yielding, but I certainly think it will still be sticky. So if you're taking quartets and swingers, throw Gilded Butterfly in as well. So race 7, we've gone 5, 13, 1, and 3. And again, at 14 to 1, I think Hollywoodbound is decent each way value. 8th race on the card, off at 16:10. It's the Pinnacle Stakes, and we come back to the sprint distance of 1,160 meters. I do think that this is a match race, and my narrow first selection is horse number 1, William Robertson. Marco van Rensburg for the Spitz is coming back from a short layoff. I think it would have needed that. Reverting back to the sprint distances, and I really think that this one is this one's going to go very, very close. If I'm looking for a negative, I'm looking at the weight of 62 kilos. My second selection is the 6. This is Profit, Ryan Munger for the Spitz. We go back and look. This has beaten Quantum Theory, been very, very close to Cousin Casey, ran second to Thunderstruck. And again, I think coming back to the sprints, I really think that this one will go close. I'm putting a line through the last effort. I see they pulled the blinkers off, and I'm really looking for a decent run from this horse 6 Profit. For third, we've gone for 5 Full Velocity, Gav Arena for the Terry Yard. Also coming back from a short break, Gavin remains aboard this one, and again, throw this one into trifectas and quartets. For fourth, gone for the 3 Eden Rock, Richie Ferry for the Terry Yard, second run after a rest. And I certainly think this is good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. And I won't be throwing this one in my pick 6, but the jackpot, absolutely. So race 8, we've gone 1, 6, 5, and 3. And as I said, I think it's a match race 1 and 6. We're going to take swingers and exactors there. The 9th race on the event, 2 off at 1640, a mid rate at 88 handicap for the girls, and again over 1160 meters. In this event, my first selection is horse number 6, Silver Winter, Gavin Arena for Stevie Moffat. I think it's drawn on the right side. I like the price of 6-1, and again maybe worth a small each way touch. For second, we've thrown in horse number 9, Second Breath. Gabriel Peterson for Robin Claassen is up in class, but is down in weight. I think, again, drawn on the right side of the track, good enough to run a drum. For third, we've gone for the 1. This is Midnight Gem. Dennis Suarez for Philip Labuschagne. They've thrown blinkers on this one, drawn on the right side of the track, and again, at 8-1, maybe a decent place bet. For fourth, we've gone for horse number 12, Permiso Avanti, Keegan de Miller for Johan Janssen van Vuren. Has placed in both starts at this course. Negative here, the stable's not in form, not firing yet, but I certainly think this may be good enough to fill in back end of trifectas and quartets. So race 9, 6, 9, 1, and 12. We'll move on to the lucky last, due off at 1710, mid rate at 78 handicap. For the girls, over 1400 meters. Please take note that horse 2, Prairie Falcon, has been scratched, leaving us a field of 10. I think this is a very, very tricky event, and if you're taking the quartet here, load up. My narrow first selection is horse number 5, and this is National Star, Siana Sasibo for the Terry Yard. Third run after rest. Won well last time out, and again, I certainly think that with the claim of 2.5, I certainly think this will be very, very close. For second, we've gone for the 8, Defender of Rights, Richie Ferry for the Pedigree Yard. Has shown improvement with blinkers. Blinkers remain on. As I said, Richard Ferry gets the ride. Negative here, drawn wide. For third, again, we've gone for another horse that's drawn wide. This is horse number 3, Princess Ozma, drawn 10 out of 11. Cabello Mazziani gets a ride here for the Terry Yard. Has some decent form, and again, would have to be ridden for luck, and will need a lot of luck from that draw. Good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, gone for the horse 1, QC Azul. This is the current favorite. Gav Arena for Joey Somo. He's coming back from a 10-week layoff, round about 18-10. I do think that others are stronger, but good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. So race 10, 5, 8, 3, and 1. Guys, please just take note that there are first timers check betting there, check for scratching, check for jockey changes. As I said, listen to what Stevie and them have to say with regards to racing at Scottsville. I know they are expecting a bit of rain there. And as I said, I do think that our one in the last tomorrow at Scottsville is certainly worth a small each way touch. Take care, look after yourself. Stephen, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that input, the Postman. We really appreciate it. I see you've tipped a 10 race program. Your Barpot PA pick 6, Jackpot 1 and Jackpot 2. And you've got 2 value bets. Fantastic value, 11 to 2 and 16 to 1. So hopefully the boys can clean up there. Guys, just on regards to the Scottsville card, we do fancy our bets very strong there. And hopefully they can arrive for us. Our horse Harley's Fate is running in the last race. Her work is very good at home, and we think that she can run a forward race. So we're hoping for the best, and we think that the one in the first is a good thing, and I don't think that can get beat. But you know what racing is like, guys. So all in all, enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.